Good morning and welcome back to Morning at NTV. Idris Matusagawa is my name. How is your day? Tomorrow, if you are interested in art, will be World Intellectual Property Day. Do you know what this means? If you don't, go and ask Google, the higher power. Now today, every Friday, we discuss art, culture, and what's happening today is that there is a new movie coming out. A very interesting movie, something that you can watch and enjoy as a Ugandan and appreciate the culture that was born way back in the 1960s, 70s, 80s, 100s. We do not know, we are not sure, but we shall find out with my guests in studio. I have Irene Nanziri Seremba Enyego. Nanziri.
Yes, ma'am.
You have very interesting names.
Thank you.
Good to have you. And Chintu Mendes. Chintu, nice to see you. Very well put together.
Thank you.
And but we shall find out. And the usual suspect, Andrew Kagwa. Well, to be part of the conversation, go to our social media platforms. That is on Facebook, on Twitter, and use the hashtag Morning at NTV. We are discussing art, and today in particular, film. There is a new movie coming out called Kimote. What does that mean? We are going to find out. And I'll start with Nanziri. Nanziri,
yes, ma'am.
What do you do on this movie?
I was the assistant director. Yes, I was helping director Hassan throughout the whole production, pre-production, production itself, then after even post-production, now until this day that we are going to premiere the movie. Yes.
Was it your first movie?
No, of course not.
So how long have you been doing this?
I joined film industry in 2014. Yeah, I think like 10 years down the road now.
Oh wow. And you've been assistant directing all throughout?
Not really. I do write, I do act sometimes, and I love doing script supervising. Yeah. And of course I do costume designing. Actually I even got an award in UFF and Icon Award. Then also do acting. Okay. I would say that, but also I direct. Yes, sometimes I direct, but on this one in specific, I was assistant director. I was helping director Hassan Mage.
So in other words, I should be saying award-winning Nanziri Seremba is instead.
Yes.
What did you win the award for?
Costume design.
Costume designing. Okay, all right, nice. For a young girl out there who's watching us today, they might be curious. How do they enter this field? How did you?
Actually, it was my uncle who connected me.
Okay.
You know, my late dad was a filmmaker. They say by then it was more of a stage. Yes, he's remembered for that.
Who is that?
Late Selemba Vincent.
All right.
Yes, I think those of Papa Abemchibi know him very well. Yes, so I was like, this legacy, I have to push it up somewhere. So I joined the film industry with passion, but now it is paying off and we are growing.
All right.
I'm glad.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah. You are basically a Napo baby. I don't know if you know what that means. Well, Chintu, how did you get into this project in particular, and what do you do on it?
Yeah, in the project, I'm the main role actor.
Yeah.
I act as Chimera, and my mentor, Richard Mlindwa, connected me to Hassan Mage, so that's how I come into the project. Yeah.
Both of you have mentioned Hassan Mage. Who is he, and what does he do on the project?
He's the director, the producer. Yeah. He's the owner of the project. Yeah, so he's a very good guy.
All right, okay, so before we get into the conversation, I don't know if that trailer is ready. Would love to show you the trailer and then talk about the movie Kimote.
Omumbejja kisakye agenda kuwayira nkukwasa obuvunaanyizibwa obw'okumutungira olugoye lw'anaayambala ku mukolo gwe twagala mu lubugo. Olubugo lwe lugoye lwaffe olw'ennono era olw'ekiti.
Father commands an end.
Olina ozuula amakulu agali mu bulamu
ate tugenda kukola bwa Kimote.
Tradition stands on one side.
Nenga gwe muze yanza lukukola bubi obwenkati
Kubanga oli mulimba.
kati kulwaki tobyekolera
Tonyanukula muvubuka.
sigo bikakanze lwaki togenda mu bwa polisi oba n'ovuba
Oyagala kubeera nga nze.
guwanjikiriza obwa Kimote
Our cloth turns a happy family upside down.
kati ate oli mukungu bamu
Endi kikunyumira.
nkuze buli kyenkwatako mbugo ze neebikka kwensula ze zinsomesezza kati ate zoli mukungu bamu lwaki tolowooza nti obudde obukyuka bulabika bwaggwayo
ettaka lyange lirugenda ng'ompuliriza obudde bwaggwayo
owe buzibu omuzeeyi
nze nakola ensobi okulabamu bwe kyotera
ayagala okukyuka so sinze
Their legacy, their pride, everything is at stake.
oli mwana wa kikolimu ekizikiza kikutambulirako omukono gwa buli kyegukwatako kifa nakola ensobi okuteeka obwesige bwange mu kikunwa mukyala ngwe yafa akuzaala ettaka lyange lirugenda kubanga gwe leka n'akabenje nakafuna nva kugulirira oyingira obusirikale akaana akanaku kazuri bakarepinga era gwe kolabamu essuubi
jama olugoye olwo oba embaga gifuwe mu ng'ombe
nga buli omu akalabanga kanaddibanga bwe noolabanga ye muntu omutuufu gwolina okuganza embaga yako esasise kulwani
A story of love, hope, and the fight for identity. Will the past break them, or will it make them stronger? Kimote, where tradition meets destiny.
Kimote. For you who does not know what Kimote means, I have a Uganda dictionary here. I came prepared. So I'm sure most of the viewers might look at such a word and think it's either just a name
yeah,
or something that is probably from outside Africa, but no, this is a Uganda word. Now, Kimote is, according to the dictionary, olubugo olukomagiddwa obulungi lubeera lwewufu era nga lunyirira nnyo luseerebwa okusinga ebika ebirala kubanga lwo lusobola n'okwambalwa. So in other words, Kimote is an equivalent of silk, expensive cloth. And if you have just watched the trailer, you have an idea of what the story is. But again, we have the actor, we have the assistant director, Nanziri,
yes,
award winner. Yes. First tell us, from what I've watched, when is the movie set? What period? Because I'm not sure when is it.
Okay, we started pre-production, I think, in Jan.
No. What I mean, when is the timeline of the movie? Is it set in 2020?
No.
When was it?
It is not. It is back then. I think in the 80s, 70s. Yeah. Yes, when 70s towards 80s. Yes, it's not this time.
Okay.
Back then, they treasured the back cloth.
Yeah.
It was, in this story, it was the legacy for this man, Kimote. So Kimote, that's all they did. That's all. That is the legacy in the family. All they knew is to do the back cloth. They sell it.
Balibakomazi. In other words.
Balibakomazi. Yes, that's what they do for the living. That's
So it's about protecting the legacy of from father to son.
to son.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Was it difficult? Because if this movie is set in the 1980s, production-wise, I know how difficult that is to pull off.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of, sets you have to make sure that it looks 1980. How was that experience for you as a production?
I can't say that it was easy. It can't be easy. Because right now, look at the billboards all over, which never happened back then. The cars we use right now are not the cars. The costumes, the props, each and everything is new. So you have to get people on crew that understand and are willing to deliver. You have to look for those props that you will need. You have to look for each and everything. The one who is going to dress the actors has to give us, portray out how it used to be back then.
Yeah.
You understand? So you're going to find someone is putting on dreads, which maybe never happened. So you have to
They were
tell
not in
someone,
style
at
then.
least, yes. You have to pay someone to unplant their dreads. Let's say Mr. Andrew, like, is your character. You beg or you plead or you talk. You say like, he will tell you that I need some good amount
to cut off my dreads.
cut off my dreads. I look and be in that character that you want me to portray out.
Well, luckily, Hassan, the director, had an award-winning costume design, like yourself.
Yes, I'm actually nominated even in UFF for that also category.
Interesting, Chintu, coming to you. I must say, when I was watching the trailer, you looked so much like an actor called Mayombwe from the Ebonies. I don't know if you know him. Andrew, you know Mayombwe. They sort of like struck a resemblance, and I'm compelled to ask, are you related to Mayombwe?
No, I even don't know the guy.
Oh, you don't? So for you as an actor, and you are the lead actor in this movie, what are some of the challenges you faced in terms of especially dialogue? Because 1980 language, the way of speaking, totally different from 2025.
Sure.
What preparation did you have to do for you to be able to act that convincingly and authentically?
I would say research. I made my research, and I was guided by the script, because the producer, the writer was specific. He wanted, because he gave us a chance to do the research. He didn't want us to use words that we weren't, well versed with, and we actually made the research, and it was quite challenging for me, I might say. But with the help of my director, my producer, and my Eddie here, and other people on set, I actually I was able to deliver.
Okay.
So
for you, how did you get into acting?
It was by passion. I actually wanted to join acting a long time ago, but later after lockdown, I was on TV watching this screen here, this very screen here.
Okay.
Then I saw a certain play directed by Richard Mulindwa, so I decided to join with Richard Mulindwa. So I came his student. He mentored me until now. That I left Limit Production this year. So now I'm a freelancer.
Well, you see, NTV, we turn on your world. We make your dreams come true. Andrew, for argument's sake, do you think it's viable right now in the Ugandan market for us to be making such movies?
Such movies, that's putting me in a tight spot.
That's why you're here.
That's putting me in a tight spot. But I was a very, very strong believer of people of telling strictly very Ugandan stories at one point.
And this is as Ugandan as you can.
This is as Ugandan as you can get. But after noticing how much is actually spent on making a film, I stopped being a believer of making authentic Ugandan stories, because Uganda is kind of imbalanced the way we are placed. We are not a country that has more than one capital. Because when you have more than one capital city, like I know someone will tell us like, Gulu is a city. But
the city, Masaka
but when it comes to bargaining power and everything, I don't think you can find, say, 100,000 people that are willing to pay 50,000 shillings to watch a film in Gulu. Many will ask you all that for a film. So when it comes to that, you get to notice that when you make a very authentic Ugandan film, it's going to be very hard to get your budget out, to make your money back, because you're dealing with a very small number of people that have to pay for this ticket to watch it. So for me, just because of that, I became more pro-African stories, like just make it as broader, so that a Kenyan can find themselves in that film, and a Tanzanian can find themselves in that film. That said, regardless, I still appreciate people making these films.
Indeed. Naziri, yes, award winner. Coming to you, and you know, the bottom line of making movies and us being in this industry is to tell the story, number one, because of the passion, as you mentioned earlier, but also you can't sustain that without making money. If I might ask, what does the budget look like for this movie? Because I've seen in the trailer accidents. You shot at the palace. There's a lot of makeup, the costumes. It's a different era. What does the budget look like? And is it manageable?
First of all, it's not manageable. But you have to, when you want to deliver, and you put yourself in a position of not just doing, but to do a story as it's supposed to do. So at the end of the day, you will write here and there to see if you can get some sponsors on board. But trust me, it is all about just telling the story, doing it as the way you want it, but there is no budget for a film. Like, you can't do a budget and say that I'm going to get money. This money is on my account. But again, the producer always tells us that if you want to go somewhere, just start. You try to move. Because again, I remember when we were doing a pre-production, we read the story again. We did the table read, and everyone in the room, you remember, was like, but I'm going to achieve this. Are we going to achieve each and everything that is in this script? Because we had accidents, like you said. We had the palace scene, that scene,
the wedding scene.
The wedding scene. It is such an expensive scene. We had more than 500 people on set, and they were all supposed to be paid. Leave alone paying food. Facilitation. We have to shoot. We had that day we had quite a number of cameras. And also, we had to use that time frame because that location, I remember they weren't giving us the whole day. So you understand. So basically, it is always just starting. You just have to start. Blessings get you on the way.
You know, when you say you have to start, and I'm also a very ardent believer in starting, and it's never too late. You can think, I didn't do this yesterday, but today is the day to actually get out there and do something. Although
I will do,
you just do. But although, Nanziri, in your capacity as an assistant film director, I want to put you on the spot a little bit. In the industry that we are in, as we are trying to push it and develop it and get to a level whereby we actually are a thriving industry, isn't it prudent and important to have a keen eye on your budget so that even when you're calling in sponsors,
you have a projection.
You know, is this profitable or not? Because when you tell me that you started and you're like, okay, we shall see what happens, isn't that the kind of way of making films that we've been fighting to
eliminate?
Yes.
The producer had a budget.
He had it.
Yes, he had a budget.
So he had a budget.
Yes, we had a budget.
Yes.
The producer had a budget. They were going to co-produce with someone.
Yes.
Of which that someone backed out.
Ah, okay.
I think he had fears that
the script was expensive.
Where will the money come from? Yeah, I understand.
The script was expensive.
I think the producer Hassan Mage had 50% and the other producer had to have 50%. So we started with the 50 as he was writing to some people to get money. Yes.
Because those production challenges actually do
because already he had already
time.
invested in these people were doing already rehearsals. He had booked.
So you were in post-production already. I mean pre-production. Sorry.
He had booked some things. Some cameras were already on set. So he was like, let's start with the 50 as I write somewhere to get to the 50.
Well, making movies in Uganda is not easy.
It is not easy.
Just to pick up, because you mentioned about sponsorship. At the moment, sponsorship is hard.
Yeah.
And I will not even say for film. It's for art generally in Uganda, sponsorship is hard because
Indeed.
even music people have stopped giving them money as they used to. But for film, one of the reasons why sponsorship is still hard, because for music they've stopped giving them money because companies have started like organizing their own events. They've found a way of being part of the industry without hiring someone to get them into the industry. But for film, one of the reasons why we are not attracting the sponsorship is unpopular opinion. It's mainly because film has fought piracy so much, which, like, you see, for industries to actually grow, piracy has to somehow thrive. Because piracy comes with numbers. And then after the numbers come, because like no pirate can never make much more money than the producer. But the industry has fought piracy to a level that I would rather have it under my bed than it being pirated. See, when it's pirated, at least 10 eyes are looking at it. When it's under your bed, no one is seeing it. So you're not creating a new audience, like, and yet the sponsors want to come where numbers are.
Well, movies are expensive to make. There is piracy, there is fear, and if you are watching, this is the time to go and support the film industry right now. And on that note, Chintu, Kimote is premiering. When, where, how much, how do we support?
Kimote is premiering today, Acacia Mall at the Cinemax. So the tally goes today, the tally is 150,000. Tomorrow, 26th, which is a Saturday, goes to 20 and 50. Even on Sunday, the same amount, 20 and 50. Time is gonna be 5 in the evening. Everybody can come because that is, you know, evening time. After work, even you, I invite you. After office, come through, support us. You are going to enjoy it. It's a very lovely story. I'm actually excited to watch it.
You haven't seen it?
I've not.
Oh wow, okay. So as an actor, the lead actor of Kimote, what do you hope for the viewers to walk away with?
I am very certain that people are going to be edutained because this movie is not only entertaining, but you have to learn something about it, something about our culture, something about Kimote itself, the Rubugo, and how it's made and all that. People are going to learn a lot.
Tanziri, what message do you have for the Ugandan filmmakers, the lovers of film, and probably a call for action in terms of supporting Ugandan film?
Right, first and foremost, they should not give up on us. Continue supporting us. We will not let you down, you people. The more you support us, you give us energy. We also at least be challenged to do good work, to do good things and all that. So come and support us. Continue to support Ugandan movie, you people. I tell you, that is the only way to go. If we have local support, it will be easy for go. You have to first convince your own. So you people, come and support us. Come and be there for us. You will be proud of us one day, I tell you. You shall be proud of us.
When you're winning Oscars, Andrew, what do you have to say about premieres of films in Uganda? What have you observed over the years?
What I've observed over the years is for most people, for most filmmakers, it's still mostly about the passion, not the business. And that's, people love the idea of showing up and dressing up in those long dresses. And at times I feel like they love it more than even promoting the actual film. Because someone will fail to market the film they are part of, but then they will show up to an award show because the film is nominated, and they will put in a lot of time when they are coming for that award show. So I believe we need to get on the business side of it, but then above it all, let's not forget them on tour once. I believe we should tap into that Chibanda soon.
Well, That's all that we had for you today on Morning at NTV. Every Friday we talk art, we talk entertainment, we talk the industry that is moving your souls and your happiness, maintaining it in your homes. So go out, and Kimote is out in cinemas today. Go to Century Cinema. Available tickets are available at 100,000. Support your Ugandan film, and continue the conversation on social media platforms. That is on Facebook, Twitter, which is X now, Instagram and TikTok. Use the hashtag Morning at NTV or the hashtag Kimote, and tell us, how did you enjoy it? Take pictures, share, make it an event. Well, for lady and gentlemen, thank you for coming through. And for you, the viewers, keep it locked here. Coming up is Mwasuzemtia with